tell you guys all the time, right? How's my audio? Hope my audio is okay. I tell you guys this shit all the time, bro. When I have a downtime, back in the day, I used to hate the weekends. I used to hate the weekends because I wasn't busy. This is when I was, working and I really didn't have any type of purpose. I was doing what I was told, per se, what society was telling me to do. I would hate the weekends. You know what I'm saying? If I was in between chicks and shit, I wasn't doing anything because I would be bored. I would feel lonely until I was forced to embrace solitude, until I realized that becoming a man, becoming an alpha man, quote unquote, all the things that some of the content creators that we listen to and try to encourage us to do. Before you can embrace that, you have to learn how to embrace solitude. Solitude doesn't mean staying in your room, not interacting with human beings, and just strictly staying on YouTube. Solitude really means just being in your thoughts, identifying some things and some traumas that may come up, things that you've compartmentalized. Because as men, it's called emotional intelligence, right? So we kind of take our emotions, some of our traumas, and we compartmentalize them, which is fine. But you got to be able to access them when you need to. I told you guys, therapy. I would answer my own questions by talking to myself out loud. Therapists would be asking me a question. I would answer it out loud, and I'd be like, holy shit. Do you guys talk to yourselves? Not in a crazy way, but do you guys have conversations with yourselves in the mirror? You have conversations when you're by yourself. I think it's very important for you to sometimes say things out loud. Some of the things that you're frustrated with, some of the things that you've accomplished that you're proud of. That's part of embracing solitude. Very important. Loneliness and solitude are two very different things. Embracing solitude, implementing solitude that's with a purpose. Being lonely is an emotion as a result of not doing anything, not being on your purpose, and not having a plan. And I always tell you guys, I want you guys to have a plan. Life's all about plan B, guys. Life's all about plan B. You got to make sure that you pivot. You keep going, but you pivot. Never stop. That's why I always say keep grinding. You got to keep grinding, bro. Never stop. You can slow down, but never stop. Always try to do something that better than what you did last time. Did you guys write goals out from yesterday? How many goals did you achieve yesterday? Have you written any goals this morning? For some of you, it's afternoon. Some of you, it's this morning. How many things have you accomplished that you didn't accomplish yesterday? What are some of the things that you listened to from somebody on YouTube that was able to benefit you and you implemented? These are the things that you get to analyze and assess when you decide to be alone. Very important. RPA says, peace, unique, just showing love. Iceberg, peace, my G. Checking in. I appreciate you, my G. Everybody saying what's up to Iceberg. I appreciate you, my nigga. Hope all is well with you. Let's go. Unique. The title is on point. The path to manhood will be a lonely journey. People will see a difference in you, and more often than not, they will notice a difference before you will. Absolutely. That's a very good point, Unique. I will say this too, guys. The path to manhood is a lonely one. We've all heard the saying. It's lonely at the top. And you've heard me also say it's lonelier on the way up. Unique says that people will notice a difference before you will. You know what else will happen, guys? They'll notice a difference and they won't tell you that they noticed the difference. Why is that? You on your path, you on your journey, you on your way to becoming better, you on your purpose. People notice. People will notice before you do. Why aren't they telling you? Because they don't want you to change. People want you to stay the same and complain. People want you to stay the same because it's beneficial for them. I've said this story before as well. Since I'm a new content creator, you guys might hear me repeat stories. I went to therapy. It was my decision. It was not over a woman, over a heartbreak. Life was not making sense from what I was feeling versus what I was told. When I first announced to my loved ones, people that were close to me, some family members, some friends, some women, they were happy for me. They were rooting me on, cheering me on. As my therapy started to progress, they noticed a difference in me. But they didn't tell me. After I fully embraced and connected dots after therapy, the time that they told me I had somebody tell me that you need a new therapist. You've changed. Why? They thought a therapist would sedate me. They thought a therapist would defang me, take my claws out, domesticate this lion. It actually caused me to be free. it actually reminded me that animals, men need to roam, not necessarily with women, but to be the kings that they claim to be, the king of the jungle. I lost a lot of people that were initially for me getting therapy versus after me coming out of therapy better than before. Some people, when you do the work, you put in the work, they're gonna shy away from you because they rather you not be able to accomplish something. People will appreciate you when you're striving for something versus achieving it. Repeat that one more time. Most people, most people appreciate you more when you are striving for something rather than you actually achieving it. That's the lonely path of manhood. That's the lonely path of becoming better. And this is something that we have to embrace. Iceberg starting out with a question. Manhood is a solo journey. In what sense? That's a very good one. Help me out with that one, guys. When I go into my spiel, let's talk about them. I'm gonna leave that up while I go into my spiel, some of my notes. Iceberg Slim says, manhood is a solo journey. In what sense? In what sense, guys? Why do you guys think that manhood is a solo journey? Let me read some of my things that we'll touch back into it. So, this is my script, right? I kind of wrote this morning. So, the lonely path of manhood, right? So, we've all heard the phrase it's lonely at the top. Becoming better takes determination and strong willpower. Becoming the best version of yourselves requires discipline and, more importantly, sacrifice. You've heard me talk about this yesterday. I could do the boat shit, I could do the club, the bottle service, but I'm sacrificing with intent, right? Not suffering, sacrificing. It's a difference. I want you guys to understand something. Living the dream, having more, wanting more is a choice. Things don't just happen. You got to stay ready and wait for an opportunity to come. Don't wait for an opportunity. Be ready for when the opportunity does come. Understanding that giving up your 20s to establish your physical fitness, your finances, and mindset will require solitude and sacrifice in building a life as a man, as a successful man, as a quote unquote alpha man. Giving up certain pleasures like going out to the clubs, the bars, international travel can be difficult, especially when we have so much access to what people are doing on social media. Everyone's updating their story. Everyone's putting out content. They're in this country, they're in that country, they're driving this car, they're with this bitch, they're with that bitch. What about women? We all like women here. For the most part, I think we're all heterosexual men. We enjoy women. We think women are beautiful. We know their nature, but we still appreciate them for what they can do for our pleasure. What about women? What about abstaining from women for a period of time? Avoiding all that drama that comes along with women, bro. Avoiding the immature nature of a woman. All that can be considered sacrifice, and it's very difficult. I'm not saying that it isn't. But that's typically difficult for a man who doesn't have a plan. Abstaining from all those things that I mentioned, if you don't have a plan, you don't have an end game, if you will. You don't see, okay, I'm going to do this for 6 months. I'm going to stack this much money. I'm going to stack this much bread. I'm going to diet for 30 days, clean eating, so I can lose 5 pounds and gain 7 pounds of muscle. You have a plan in mind. When I listed all those things, yeah, it could be difficult if you don't have a plan. What's your plan, guys? 2022 is coming. What is your plan? There's enough content out there to kind of understand women. We need to start to understand what makes us tick. What type of gasoline we need to put in our bodies, type of nutrients, the thing that's going to give us energy to avoid brain fog, that's going to allow us to perform at peak performance. This is what it is. Do you have a plan? RPA says strength, courage, mastery, and honor are all alpha virtues of men all over the world. Absolutely. We use these phrases and these taglines, alpha, all this shit. It's for context, right? You know, most alphas don't call themselves alphas. We know that, and that's very important. But strength, courage, mastery. How do you develop mastery, guys? Over and over and over again. When I look back at my first episode, I was nervous. I've been doing this shit a year prior. I was nervous. Every time this shit goes live, I get a little nervous. But I get better. My flow gets better. Some shows are better than others. Sometimes I flow, sometimes I don't. It's all about developing the mastery. When you listen to something, you start to retain it. You implement it. How many things have you listened to on somebody from YouTube yesterday that you were able to utilize in your life and determine whether it works or not. Courage. Courage. Some things in life, a big part of in life is just showing up. It takes courage to show up, bro. It takes courage to look at yourself in the mirror and identify some of the things you need to work on. That develops your strength. All of those things are connected, right? Mastery, doing something over and over again. Courage, required to do something over and over again. Those develop what? Strength. These are all characteristics of a man. Most people lack strength, though, bro. Just because you could deadlift some weight, just because you big and broad, don't mean that you have strength. You could be a big ass pussy. Courage. Courage. Some people like to be passive aggressive. They like to ignore shit. These are things that you have to focus on. So this is why it's a lonely journey, Iceberg. Becoming a man, yes, we need people around us. Life is all about relationships, but that initial step, if you, let's say you're older and you were lied to by your mother and all the society, disconnecting from that and walking this path that we try to encourage, this alpha quote unquote path, this RP quote unquote path knowledge that we try to talk about. It takes courage, man, and you got to master that. That's why it's lonely. Because outside of YouTube, bro, who else talks like this? Who else thinks like this? Hardly anybody. That's why it's lonely. Unique says, abstaining from women is understandable, AV. I don't believe in monk mode because you risk becoming rusty with women. Very good. Very good. We're going to get to that. That's a good one. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Let me say good morning to, hold up. Christian Soto 123. Peace, my G. Good morning, brother. Hope all is well with you. Thank you for checking in. I appreciate you. The Top Cast. Peace, my nigga. Salute AV in chat. I appreciate you, my G. Hope all is well with you, Top Cast. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Top Cast channel on YouTube. He's a fellow content creator. He's always showed me love and respect. I appreciate that. Anything you need from me, my nigga, holla at me. You already know what it is. Christian Soto says, Iceberg. Replying to Iceberg's comment, or question rather, it's an internal battle. It will be when you're truly alone that you can grow, right? When you're truly alone, that's when you can grow. It's a choice. I want you guys to make choices, hard choices. You're a man, right? I want you to make those tough choices. Sometimes you got to let somebody go. Sometimes you got to sever a relationship. It can be tough. A professional relationship, a relationship with somebody that you've known that you really care about. Sometimes you have to differentiate yourself from your family members. Very important. So let's go back to Unique's very good comment. Unique says, abstaining from women is understandable, AV. However, he does not believe in monk mode because you risk becoming rusty in women. I appreciate your perspective, Unique. That's what I like to hear. This is not an echo chamber. You guys are not going to agree with everything that I say. That's fine. I'm not going to agree with everything you say. And I agree with Unique. See, the thing is, unfortunately, though, Unique, I agree with you. There are certain factors where you should do monk mode in a sense where you should abstain from things. Is for a certain time. The problem with doing monk mode and seeing all the benefits is a slippery slope. You wind up getting comfortable there. And then you kind of have marbles in your mouth and you do become rusty. But there's a time and place for that. Let me dive into that real quick. In wanting to win and accomplishing your goals, men often find themselves enjoying spending time alone more than with other people, having a hard time with connecting with, or you may not have any family members. Perhaps you don't see family members, you don't see things eye to eye in the way that you see the world, and the obstacles or hurdles presented to you as a man. There's a lot of things that I see, things that I've learned, the dots that I've connected by listening to content like this, going to therapy. I no longer see eye to eye with the majority of my family members. This in turn will cause the path to my transformation lonely. I do this shit on my own. Sometimes you won't be able to connect with friends. Like I said earlier, you have friends in the past, people that you connect with, that you know you have history with. You guys don't see eye to eye. You have nothing to talk about. I told you when I went to Friendsgiving, it was weird, bro. It was weird. As I continue to get immersed into myself, becoming better, diving into content, talking, making content, I'm realizing that this journey of mine is going to be somewhat of a lonely one, but it's a choice that I'm making because I know that there is an end result and I have a plan. We like to take life slowly. We talk about time management, allocating your time, mental vampires, energy vampires. You avoid people like that. We try to encourage you incorporating balance in your life, smelling the roses. I told you this the other day. My future looks very clear and vivid in 4K quality. I'm having a hard time seeing my present. I told you this about a week ago. I have to learn how to balance. Those are some of the benefits, and those are some of the signs that you may be on your path to loneliness and during that manhood transformation. During that manhood transformation, we tend to do things differently. When they are partying, you are studying. When they're spending money, you're saving money. You realize when you want more, you have to do more. That can be a lonely road, man. That could be a lonely road, but it's a choice, right? When they're partying, you studying. You reading books. You learning how to monetize your gift. You're perfecting your craft while they're partying. You watching them party, you're grinding. When someone's out drinking, going to the happy hour, drinking, eating poorly, you're working out. These are all the things that the majority of people are doing. These are the things that you're not going to do. This is why they call it the 80-20 rule, right? Something like that. There's only a very small sector of men who want more. This is why they say that most women want 20% of all men, because 20% of all men understand that in order to become a man, to become better, to become alpha, if you will, there's a journey that you have to take by yourself to achieve those things. You have to be willing to do what most people are not willing to do to achieve things that most people won't achieve. I keep referencing Fresh and Fit, hottest podcast on YouTube in this sector. A lot of dudes are mad at Fresh and Fit, but can you do what they do? I'm not talking about their delivery. I can say the same shit they say, all that shit. Can you bring in 10 girls in a day? Can you stream for 2 hours? Can you be as entertaining? This shit takes work, bro. That's like anybody else that you're comparing yourself to. Are you willing to do what they're doing? If you are willing to do what they're doing and doing what they're doing, then you have a right to talk. But in your pursuit to becoming better, in your pursuit to becoming a man, it's a lonely road and nobody's going to do it for you. I got to earn every fucking subscriber that I'm trying to strive to get, bro. I was fortunate. I got a little bit of a head start, a little bit, not a lot, bro, a little bit. You guys are familiar with me because of the collaborations I've done. Coach Yo, Afi Kingdom, Mr. 1950, the list goes on. But I still got to earn my subscribers, bro. I still got to put in this fucking work. So do you. You got to put in the work. You have to have a strong desire to walk your own path and the beat of your own drum. I remember one time I was with a broad. I was walking and it was I think it was drizzling. It started to drizzle. I didn't want to walk fast, and she got mad at me. I said, "I'll meet you there." I walk the way I want to walk, man. I take my time when I do shit because I like to walk to the beat of my own drum. I try not to do things like other people. Of course, people inspire me, but I always try to put my own spin on it. Your delivery, the person you are as a man, is as unique as your social security, as your last name, as your DNA. Remember that. Sometimes you got to be the black sheep and embrace that. RPA says, it's easy to stand in the crowd, but it takes courage to stand alone. Absolutely. And it becomes easier, guys. The beautiful thing about it is, even though like we all live in different regions of the world and we all think like this, we're not really alone, bro. The majority of times when you're in a room full of people, maybe your family or people that, you grew up with, you could be in a room full of people and still feel alone. Why? Because you're different. Not because you're weird. You're different because you realize some of the things that you were taught, some of the things that people encourage you to do are not beneficial to you. You have to make a choice. This is why sometimes becoming a man, a real man, might I add, a real man, someone who is emotionally intelligent, someone who is encouraged to lead the relationship, someone who's encouraged to uplift men and understand how important we are. It takes a toll on you, especially in a society where they encourage people to be followers and sheep. This is why it's a lonely path, bro. There goes the top cash channel. Thank you, Unique. He put that in there. Unique says, more often than not, the path to manhood will have you working alone. Facts. Many people will choose to not be on your program. Speaking for myself, I prefer to work alone because I trust myself. Very good. Slippery slope. Slippery slope. I prefer to work alone too, believe it or not. Alphas typically don't run in packs, bro. They lead packs. Remember that. Alphas typically do not run in packs, they lead packs. However, you see what I got down here. Hold up. If he's not contradicting himself, man, Masculinity Awareness Network. An alpha man, a man who is centered, a man who understands his value, is not afraid of talent, is not afraid of bringing up other men and empowering men. That's what my network is going to be designed to do. Uplift each other. We could be a room full of alphas. We all have our own mind. We all make our own decisions. However, we understand that there's power in numbers. There's power in numbers. We can uplift each other and we can make the change that we want. We can be the change that we want to see. It's very important. Sometimes you gotta take some time out. You gotta detox. Sometimes you have to do that. It's very important, bro. Let's talk about some myths about men who embrace this type of lifestyle, this solitude, this lonely path of manhood. People think that we hate people. I said it in the past broadcast. Most of these content creators that you hear, some people, they don't necessarily like people. And it's not in the sense where we don't like people. It's just that some of the people, the majority, society, unfortunately, they tend to be programmed. They want to believe in the myth. They want to do things that are coping mechanisms for them so they can deal with the rabbit hole and the matrix. I rather remove myself from people like that because not only is it going to be an uphill battle for me to try to get a point across to them, their ideologies don't resonate with me. You have to be around people, a tribe, or even by yourself to understand and distance yourself from those type of distractions. We don't hate people. We just don't see things eye to eye. And I think it's very important as a man to be around other men who share your same philosophies and who can make you better. You know, the whole iron sharpens iron things. Lone, if you are by yourself, you on your purpose, you're grinding. Most people think that we are lonely. It's not lonely when it's with intent. It's not lonely with it when it's with intent. When you're sacrificing, you're depriving yourself from hanging out, from talking to people, blocking people during the holidays. It's with intent. Why? Because you have a plan. Men, we need a plan to in action to implement. It'll not only give you confidence, it will really set you apart. It's easy to stand apart, stand out from a crowd as opposed to blending in. That's the goal. You want to make sure that you stand out. How do you do that? It's not about impressing women. It's about being impressive to a woman. Your goal is to be impressive to a woman. How do you do that? By staying on your grind, staying on your purpose, depriving yourself of certain things so you can stand out and have an end result that will be beneficial to your life. Being by yourself, embracing solitude, you're going to develop more self-awareness. You're going to have an opportunity to find the meaning of your life, not the meaning of AV's life, not the meaning of Unique's life, the Topcat's life, the meaning of your life. You need that time. You need to abstain and embrace that before you can decide that you want to get out there with women. Decide before you want to get a rotation. You have to find out what your purpose is, what the meaning and definition of your life is going to be. And then you will be able to select the people, the business decisions, and the women that you want to include in your life. You also, this is something that I want you guys to practice as well. Being by yourself and understanding that abstaining from social media overload is beneficial. Detoxing, digital detox, being by yourself. So again, you could be by yourself. I could be in this office right now, but I got 3 monitors over there. I got a monitor right here. I got a laptop right there, and I got a phone right here. 6 different monitors. I'm not by myself if I'm watching 5 different things at once. Turn it off. Turn your ringer off. Set aside some time every day so you can kind of detach from that. It'll reset your body. It'll reset your mind. That's a benefit of being by yourself. That's going to help you focus on your journey. You know, another benefit of being alone, embracing solitude on your path and on your journey of manhood, you figure out what your passions and interests are. Let me ask you guys a question. What makes you happy? What makes you happy? Really? What makes you happy? I don't necessarily want to hear a generic answer. I really want you guys to stop and think. You don't have to answer now, but I want you to ask yourself, what makes you happy, bro? Pussy? That's about 5 seconds. Then what? Money? Once you have everything, once you get all the things, you get the big houses, the big cars, you get the nice watches. Then what? Being by yourself, embracing solitude on your journey to becoming better will help you figure out your passions and interests. When you have passions, when you have hobbies, when you have special skills, it makes you more impressive. Women don't want an equal, they want a teacher. When you have passions and hobbies, you can introduce things to women. You can teach her different things. This makes you more valuable in society. Being by yourself on the journey, being alone on the journey to manhood will help you develop more independence and self-reliance. I always talk about this. I want you guys to develop a life and create a lifestyle for yourself where you do not need anyone. You do not need a woman. You do not need anyone. You are self-reliant. However, you understand that most of the time, men and women are better together than apart. If you can determine and dictate how you want, what position you want to place a woman in, you can have a really good life, bro. You can have a good life with one woman. You can have a good life with several women. It's really up to you. But you have to be self-reliant first. You have to be independent first, not dependent. A woman's job is to be dependent on a man, not the other way around. Remember that. You're going to be able to determine your self-worth. Not a woman appraising you, but you're going to be able to determine your self-worth, bro. You need that time, guys. Unique says, Myron and Fresh work hard. They are constantly grinding. Mr. Lucario is the same. The man runs on fumes. Absolutely. All of them, bro. Steve the Dean. All of these dudes that have really been in the game, even though Myron Fresh they just cracked the year, they work hard, bro. This shit is not easy, bro. Coach Greg Adams and somebody that I want to work with in the future. This shit is hard. So what I'm saying is this. Whether you want to be a content creator, whether you want to be a man who's on his purpose, whether you want to have a rotation, it's all within your reach. Are you putting in the work? That's the key. And in order to put in the work, you have to devote some time. You have to possibly embrace solitude. You have to possibly embrace a time period of monk mode. You have to focus. It's goals over girls, bro. If you have not accomplished your goals, a woman should not be a goal, bro. A woman is a reward to enjoy as you please. Bernie, good morning, my G. How you doing, brother? I appreciate you for being here. Lone Wolf, absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I got the wolf right here. Got the wolf right here. Boom. Can't see it. Wolf right here. It's all about becoming a lone wolf, being able to maneuver accordingly, adding value to yourself so you can add value to society and the world. Unique says, AV, when you are at the top, you're often challenged and you are constantly a target. Envy and jealousy will creep in from others and you will have enemies. Men need to prepare themselves for that. Absolutely. You'd be surprised, bro. I'm not even at the top yet. I got haters already. You guys have haters. You guys have haters, bro. You guys are not content creators, most of you. You have haters. You know that. I talked about that on one of my shows. Their silence is loud. That's a hater. I told you people wanted me to go back to another therapist because I came out too confident. I started connecting dots. I started holding myself accountable. I started realizing, oh, that's why I fucked up because of this. Oh, that's why that relationship failed because of that. Oh, this is why I wasn't raised like this because of this. People want you to be unresolved. They want you to be disheveled. That's a hater. They want misery loves company. You're going to be a target. They're going to judge you whether you're being successful or whether you're not being successful. You might as well strive for the best and be successful. Jose Navarro says, good morning, brother. Loneliness is a feeling, not a state. Get off your feelings, man. Right. Check your feelings at the door. Facts over feelings. It's okay to have emotions. We know that. We all have feelings. Compartmentalize them. Channel them. Loneliness is a state of mind. Your path to your journey is a requirement. I want you guys in 2022 to do more, listen less. That includes my shit. Do more and listen less. Get out there. Field work makes the dream work. You got to go out there and determine what your dreams are going to be. Bernie says, when you grind long enough and start to stand out, you will lose friends, family, etc. All this means keep grinding harder. That's a very good point. That's a school bell. Bernie coming in during the clutch when we're about to wrap up. Bernie says, when you grind long enough, you start to stand out and lose friends. Why, Bernie? Why do you start to lose friends and family? Because you are doing what they can't do. There are going to be family members who want to live vicariously through you, make you do things, encourage women to do dumb things, or encourage you to do dumb things that they can't do. You're going to lose friends. You're going to gain so much more in your life. I've lost so many friends, man. I'm over that. It's no love lost. I still got love for them, but I understand that we're on two different paths. How do you know what path you need to be on as a man if you are not on it by yourself? I want you guys to get ready. 2022, we going hard. I'm turning up. I told Afi this. Shout out to the Afi Kingdom. I said, yo, 2022, Fee, I'm turning up. I said, not out. I'm not going to be loud. I'm going to be turning up inward. I'm really going to be doing some deep diving into myself so I can take this shit to the next level, take myself to the next level. Lucas Kozlowski, Dzień dobry. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I appreciate you, bro. Goals over girls. That's the motto of the day. That shirt's coming out in 2022. Goals over girls. It's important. A woman is not a goal. A woman is a prize. She's a reward based on what you want. A nice car, a watch, a home, investments. Those are your rewards for the hard work that you put in, bro. Bernie says, Denzel Washington said it best in Training Day. You a sheep or a wolf? Who are you going to be, guys? Who are you going to be in 2022? Sheep or a wolf? Are you going to be a part of the herd or are you going to be the wolf? That's the grind. Jose Navarro says, how many times are you with the wrong person and still feel lonely? I live in Hollywood, about to move to Santa Monica Pier. Why? Because the cities are void of real connections. That's what's up, Jose. Shout out to the West Coast. Jose's making decisions. He's pivoting. He realized his location is not working out for him socially, and he's moving around. That's what you have to do. You have to embrace that path and realize his move to Santa Monica is going to be, he's going to have to do that shit alone. Whoever's rocking is going to rock with him. Whoever isn't. Riley says, 2022, you're going to get that payment hard. Absolutely. We're going to keep grinding. I appreciate everybody for being here, man. You already know that, man. Guys, do me a favor. People who are going to listen to this broadcast later, leave a comment. Talk about some of the things that you've experienced. Not too personal, because, again, the internet has no love for us. But talk about that shit. Leave a comment. If you enjoyed the broadcast, this resonated with you, feel free to donate. Cash App Alpha Villains. I appreciate everybody, man. Tomorrow we're going to have a fun show. I'm not going to reveal a title just yet. I'm working some things. I'm going to have another fun show. Keep grinding. Do not stop. Ask yourselves. Embrace solitude with a plan. If you being alone, you on your grind is bothering you, it's because you don't have a plan. You don't know what's waiting for you. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.